So we're going to look at a couple more examples. This one's going to be a cubic example. So notice that our dividend, we have 3x cubed minus 5x squared plus 10x minus 3. Because it's a cubic, our steps are going to be a little bit longer. We're going to have a couple more, but it doesn't make it harder or more difficult. It's just we need to make sure that we're a little bit more careful with our organization, making sure we don't make any mistakes. So I'm looking at my 3x. What do I need to multiply 3x by to get 3x cubed? That's going to be an x squared. I like to go ahead and line up my exponents on my quotient with my exponents of my dividend. It just kind of helps it keeps it organized. So then I have 3x cubed minus x squared. Remember that we're going to subtract as we go down. So we end up with, so that should be a positive x squared. So we're going to end up with negative 6x squared. We bring down our 10x. Start that process over again. We get negative 2 on top. Negative 2x on top. Then we get negative 6x squared minus 2x. We are subtracting as we go down. We get 12x. Lastly, bring down that negative 3. I'm going to get a plus 4, which gives me 12x and a positive 4. Again, subtracting as we go down, which gives us negative 7. Notice that there's not anything we can multiply our x by that would give us negative 7. So we know that that is going to be our remainder. So our answer, we get x squared minus 2x plus 4. And then we're going to subtract that 7 over our original divisor. And so that's going to be our final answer. Now let's go ahead and look at one more example. This one's a cubic one as well. So our setup is going to be very similar. The only difference is, notice this time I have a cubed term. I have a squared term, but then we skip an x term for our dividend. And so this is where we're going to need to put that placeholder. And the reason for that is because whenever we start doing the multiplication and subtraction, we need all of our terms to line up. And if we don't put that placeholder, our terms won't line up. So we're going to start our process. 2x needs to be multiplied by x squared in order to get 2x cubed. So I get 2x cubed minus 5x squared. Again, subtracting as we go down. So I get a negative 4x squared. Bring down that 0x. And I'm going to treat my 0x just like I would any of my other terms. It's just a 0 now instead. Then I need to multiply by negative 2x. So I have negative 4x squared. And then a positive 10x. Again, subtracting as I go down. I get negative 10x. Bringing down that 15, which gives us a negative 5. So we get negative 10x plus 25, which gives us negative 5 as our remainder. So our answer is going to be x squared minus 2x minus 5 divided by that original divisor. And that's going to be our final answer. So remember that the two main things we want to check for whenever we're setting these up is that both our dividend and our divisor are in descending order, and that they also don't have any missing terms. The other big thing to be careful about is when you're subtracting, make sure that you apply that subtraction to everything that's being subtracted, and just be careful about the small mistakes, because if we make a mistake at the very beginning, it's going to throw everything else off for the rest of the problem. So just make sure that you're writing clearly, neatly, and that you're just working the steps slowly.